It seemed like the perfect home, large, charming, nestled in a quiet neighborhood. But why was it sold at such a low price? Why had it stood empty for so long? George and Kathy Lutz didn't ask too many questions when they moved their family into 112 Ocean Avenue. They didn't want to know why the previous owners fled in terror, abandoning everything. From the moment they stepped through the door, something was wrong. Cold drafts filled the air, and the house seemed to breathe with a life of its own. At night, strange noises echoed. Footsteps in empty hallways, whispers from unseen mouths. But who or what was speaking? And then there were the eyes. Missy, their youngest, claimed to see glowing red eyes watching her from the darkness. The darkness grows. As days passed, the house's grip on the family tightened. George became fixated on the basement, drawn to it by an unexplainable force. He would spend hours there staring at the walls as though something lay just beyond them, calling him. No matter how high they turned the heat, George felt freezing, his breath visible in the air. He began waking up at exactly 3:15 a.m., the time when the murders occurred a year earlier. Kathy, meanwhile, had terrifying dreams of the DeFeo murders, seeing the bloody bodies of the slain family scattered around the house. She would wake up covered in bruises, as if someone had grabbed her in the night. The smell of decay grew stronger, and the sound of muffled voices seemed to follow her from room to room. Missy, their youngest daughter, spoke of her new friend, Jody, a large pig with glowing red eyes that appeared outside her window. Jody told Missy dark things, warning her that the family could never leave. The evil unleashed. The house began to escalate its terror. Black slime oozed from the walls. Crucifixes twisted upside down. Doors slammed shut by unseen hands, trapping the family inside rooms for hours. Shadows crawled across the walls, even when no one was there to cast them. Desperate, George and Kathy called a priest to bless the house, but as soon as he stepped inside, a voice snarled, "Get out!" He fled, vowing never to return, claiming something evil lived within the walls. The darkness seemed to feed on the family's fear, growing stronger with each night. On their last night in the house, the terror reached its peak. George, in a trance-like state, found himself standing over his children's beds, an axe in his hands. His eyes were hollow, his mind consumed by the malevolent force inside the house. Kathy's scream jolted him awake, breaking the spell just in time. The escape. They didn't look back. As they drove away, George swore he saw something standing in the upstairs window, red eyes glowing, watching them as they escaped. And know that the house is waiting, always hungry for its next victims.